Hold on to your talismans from fans, because season 3 is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the twisted world of Farmville with a preview of episode 1 and a breakdown of the plot details for episodes 2 through 8. Expect some shocking twists, some heartbreaking losses, and a whole lot of what the moments. As always, welcome to this video. My name is Christian from BM Premiere, and let's begin. Okay, let's just jump right into the chilling opening episode of From Season 3, titled Chatter. From the synopsis, we know that Boyd feels the town slipping away from him as the weather grows colder and the residents more desperate. This information is setting the stage for a town on the verge of collapse, both physically and psychologically. Imagine the relentless chill of winter moving into Farmville, mirroring the growing sense of dread and isolation that's holding its residents. The daylight, the scarcity of resources, and the threat of the monsters create a tension that's about to snap. Boyd, despite his efforts to maintain order, is starting to feel the weight of the town's despair. The residents are losing faith in his leadership, questioning his decisions, and looking for a solution that he cannot seem to provide. Remember that scene in the trailer where all the animals are running loose? It's not just a random scare tactic, it's a strategic move by the monsters, a way to cut off the town's food supply, create panic, and to create a sense of utter helplessness. This episode is going to be a turning point for Farmville. The monsters have a plan now, and the residents will have to find a new way to fight back. This is not the game of cat and mouse we saw in previous seasons. This is a full-on war. But here's the real question. Will Boyd be able to lead them to this darkness? Now moving into episode 2, titled When We Go. This strongly suggests a death in the first episode, and that funeral is going to set a sad tone. The title itself feels like a eulogy, a mournful echo of the town's relentless losses. We know from the synopsis that Boyd is struggling to find a path forward as the town says farewell to one of their own. This is not just a death, it's a symbol of the town's growing darkness, a reminder that even the strongest bonds can be broken. But here's a real head scratcher. Who dies in the premiere? It could be one of the new bus passengers, a casualty of the monster's attack, or more devastating loss, someone we know and care about. My prediction, that's gonna be Tian Chang. Now this funeral will not only amplify the grief and tension in Farmville, but it will also force Boyd to confront the limits of his leadership. Imagine the weight of that loss, the anger, the fear, and the accusations flying as the residents deal with their hope. Boyd, already haunted by Abby's death and the monster within him, might find himself at a breaking point. Remember how the towns used Frank's pratic grief to manipulate him, to push him towards a desperate choice that ended in tragedy. This new death could trigger a similar cycle, exploiting the character's vulnerabilities and driving them to make decisions they will later regret. When We Go is going to be an episode about the impossible, about accepting that there are some things even Boyd cannot control. It's a reminder that the town's power is both physical and psychological, preying on the residents' emotions and twisting their luck into a weapon. David is one of those characters that is on a different journey, searching for answers in the real world. Her meeting with that unlikely ally suggests a connection to Victor's past, a thread that could explain the town's secrets. But what if that thread leads her to a reality that's even more terrifying than the monsters she left behind? Another unsettling aspect of this episode is Fatima's health and the implications for her unborn child. The episode description mentions that Fatima's health takes a turn for the worse, but it's her pregnancy that makes this a ticking time bomb. Remember how she was told she could not have any children? Well, now she's carrying a life inside her in a town that's practically a death trap. But the burning question is, what's wrong with Fatima? Is it a normal pregnancy, or is it something more sinister at play? Is it the town's influence, that nightmare entity affecting her unborn child? The questions begins. Now moving into episode 3, Mousetrap. It's a title that set off alarm right from the start. Episode 3 is taking us deeper into Farmville's web. The synopsis tells that food is reaching a critical point, forcing Kenny to lead a party into the dangerous forest. This search for food will not only test their survival skills, but it will also expose them to the monsters and Boyd's dangerous plan. What if he's finally decided to confront the monster to lure the creatures into a trap of his own making. It's a gamble driven by a desperation that could have devastating consequences. Will Kenny's leadership be enough to guide his group back to safety? Will Donna and Ellis be able to stop Boyd before he makes a fatal mistake? And Tabitha in the real world is on the verge of a mind-bending discovery. Could it be related to Victor's family, the bottle tree, or the true nature of the town's connection to the outside? Her journey is about to take a turn that could rewrite the rules of the game. As for Fatima, her questions about her unborn baby suggest that something is terribly wrong. Is it just the stress of the food and the town's danger, or is it something else? Now episode 4, There and Back Again. The title itself feels like a reference to a classic hero's journey, a tale of venturing into the unknown and returning transformed. But in Fromville, there are no guarantees of happy endings, and those who dare to leave might find that the path back is far more dangerous than the one they took to escape. The synopsis tells that Boyd is forced to make a tough decision. When newcomers arrive at the nightfall, in the trailer we see them. This arrival, echoing the pattern of the Doom's bus, suggests that the town is bringing more victims into his web. But Boyd, already shaken by the events of the previous episodes, might be at his breaking point. Will he welcome the newcomers with open arms, risking the town's resources and the safety of his residents? Or will he make a choice that will move him further into darkness, a choice that could shatter his remaining humanity? Meanwhile, Victor is on a quest of his own, discovering memories from the past in the hopes of finding answers. His fractured memories, those haunting glimpses of his childhood, might hold the key to understanding the town's origins, the monster's true nature, or even the existence of a way out. But as we have seen, Victor's memories are a double-edged sword. They offer a path to understanding, but they also expose him to the pain and guilt that he's hiding deep. What if the answer he seeks are more terrifying than the questions themselves? Now episode 5, The Light of Day, a title that suggests hope, clarity, and a break from the shadows that haunt Fromville. But in this twisted town, even daylight cannot fully affect the darkness. Episode 5 promised to delve into the psychological scars of the town's residents, their desperate attempt to cope, and the growing sense that their world is breaking. The episode description tells that Victor is about to face a painful reminder of his past, his fragmented memories, those haunted drawings of the town's history, and the monsters are a constant source of unease. What if a new arrival, a familiar object, or a place in the town's triggers a memory that Victor has desperately tried to repress? His confrontation with the past could be the key to unlocking the town's secrets, but it could also shatter his already fragile sanity. Meanwhile, Julie is also struggling to cope with her trauma, her near-death experience with the music box, and the constant threat of the monsters. She might be trying to find a sense of normalcy, but those dealing mechanisms, her silence, her withdrawal, could lead her down a dangerous path. While Tabitha is free in the real world, her struggles to adjust hint at the town's lingering influence. Is she truly safe? Or is it the nightmare reaching beyond Fromville, pulling her back into his web? This episode promised to explore the psychological scars of survival. Now episode 6, Scar Tissue, a title that provides a sense of healing, but also the lasting effect of that pain. Episode 6 is going to delve into the emotional scars that run deep, the choices made in the face of trauma, and the ways in which the town's darkness continues to shape the character's life. The episode description tells that Fatima and Ellis are facing a life-altering decision about her pregnancy. The weight of bringing a child into this horrifying reality is immense. Will they choose to keep the baby, embracing a glimmer of hope, or will they make the agonizing choice to end the pregnancy? A decision that could shatter their already fragile relationship. Meanwhile, Boyd's fear for his family intensifies. Is he sensing a new threat, a connection with the monsters and his unborn grandchildren? Or is he haunted by the guilt of Abby's death, projecting his own anxieties onto Ellis and Fatima? And tensions rise in the Matthews house. We see the town's ability to divide families. We know that Jim and Tabitha are not gonna see each other, maybe. So hey, who is this? Maybe it's Jim and Julie. Now also something truly unexpected. Randall opens up to Marielle about his fears, so we know Marielle doesn't die in episode 1. This vulnerability, a crack in this cynical exterior, suggests a deeper shift in his character. Now episode 7, These Fragile Lives, a title that speaks to the vulnerability of the town's residents and the collapse of their existence. Episode 7 is taking us to a breaking point where the threads that have held the community together are starting to break. The episode description tells that concerns about Fatima's pregnancy are deepening, so something is wrong, something beyond normal anxieties of expecting a child. Meanwhile, Jade is on a quest of his own, following a crew trail into the forest. His obsession with the symbol, his visions of the past, and his need for answers are driving him deeper into the town mysteries. But what if those clues lead him into a reality that's too terrifying to handle? And in a heartbreaking counterpoint, Julie and Randall seek a bit of normalcy. That's truly unexpected. We have not seen them talk at all, so hey, let's see what happens. But their search for normalcy could be a dangerous distraction. Now the last episode with the information that we have, Threshold, a title that has a sense of transition, crossing over from one state of being to another. In episode 8 of From Season 3, the characters are now on the beginning of change, forced to deal with the consequences of their choices and the town's ever-deepening mysteries. The episode description tells that accusations are flying and the truth are coming to light in the aftermath of a tragedy. Rumble is a pressure cooker of fear and paranoia, and a significant loss will spark conflict and suspicion. The fragile trust that has held the community together might shatter as the residents turn against each other, seeking someone or something to blame. Meanwhile, Victor struggles to recover long-buried memories about the town's past take center stage. His recollections, those haunting drawings, and his connection to the boy in white are crucial pieces of the puzzle. So let's see what happens. Now, the last 2 episodes are double episode titles, so Revelation Chapter 1 and Revelations Chapter 2. So maybe hopefully more answers all the way forward into the November. So let's see what information is revealed. But that's all the information that we have on all the 10 episodes, but all the synopsis in the first 8 episodes. Which one are you excited to see, and which one are one of your theories about all of this? My name is Christian from your premiere, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, everyone.